It's Sonia G. It's a Moon Babes Monday Night Live. We have a hot title right now that is happening. This Monday Night Live is titled Fucking Soul Contracts. Are you ready to level up? This title is brought to you by one of my cards that we just pulled up right before the live. I was like, what is going to be the vibe of this Monday Night Live? And this was so perfect. So while you guys jump on, I'm going to tell you. This card says, look up your Akashic records. It's time to figure this out. Is your signature needed? My loves, is your signature needed? Card number 2. These are from my Goddess Secrets card deck that I'm telling you about. I've been telling you about. Card number 2, the portal is open. The portal is open. Finish your unfinished business, baby. It's time to let go of the old and activate the new. This is a universal gateway, chakra number 12. This is an Akashic Records card. Those of you that have learned with me and studied with me will know how to navigate all of these and understand the deeper levels of these cards. As soon as you get them, you're going to be like, oh my God, I know what this means. I'm so excited for you, which by the way, these are now on Amazon. When you search for Goddess Secrets card deck by Sonia G, you have to put all the words because Amazon doesn't know us yet. So make sure you do that. So the Soul Contracts card was brought to us by Archangel Uriel. And this is an important card because we are at a new level. Not that we couldn't continue with the cards, but you guys know where to find them now. And they're for sale. And it's been amazing to get them to you guys and to ship them. And we can talk about that in a minute. But we are in a moment right now where there's an up-leveling. And I think we've been so used to learning how to do soul contracts when something is up, meaning we've resolved something. Okay? So we grow and we have a signature because we're done with the person, we're done with the business, we're done with a partnership, we're done with a relationship. We think of soul contracts in this kind of a way, right? Where it's like, I am done. I have learned this lesson. I am done. When now it's a new breed of soul contracts that's coming in for everyone that is shifting, okay? As we're growing, as our world is growing and evolving, as our world is like going through updates, going through AI situations, going through technological shifting, going through political shifting, financial shifting, all of the shifting that is happening on planet Earth, some of us have agreements in place that will come and knock at your door of things that you are meant to do. So we have contracts in the positive, if that makes any sense. They're not contracts like, oh my God, when am I done, with this? When am I done with that? But they're contracts of evolution. They are charges that we had decided to take on, right? Planet Earth mission. Like, okay, this is my job. I'm taking this mission on. I'm doing this thing. This is coming in. And it's very emotional because we're in a shifting of the frequencies. So there's a big shifting that's happening. These past 2 lunar eclipses, the solar eclipse in Aries and then the lunar eclipse in Scorpio, were literally the recalibration of all of the masculine and feminine parameters and energetics of how we are doing this next phase and of how we organize reality within ourselves, like the energetics of the masculine and the energetics of the feminine. We get to be like, I want to say stronger, but it's really like such an evolved and up-leveled version of who we are. The level of skills that are required to be a light worker, to be a sensitive soul, and to be successful on this planet at this time is extraordinary. It's like the things that we're doing on the inside, right? So what does that translate to? It translates to the fact that a lot of people are feeling super emotional, super overwhelmed, lost, questioning whether or not they're doing the things right, feeling all the feels, just kind of navigating into where am I going next and what's going on? And this is just all so confusing, and there's some underlying fears. And, then there's also some amazing timelines. So something that I really want to tell you tonight is to remember that when you find yourself going underneath, when you find yourself dropping into any kind of timelines where you feel uncertain, where things are confusing, where it feels like failure, it feels like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Or it feels like anything that goes down, remember that there's an option. Like if this is open too, right? Like this underworld is open, but this heaven pathway is also open. This big, beautiful, higher timeline is open for you. And it's always your choice. It's always your choice. And I know we say that and it sounds really easy, but the truth behind that is that it's our choice to learn, to grow, and to make ourselves equal to the place that we want to operate from. So whatever knowledge we're missing, we get to acquire it. Whatever skills we don't have, we get to acquire them. Whatever understanding of life we do not have, we also get to grow into it, right? And this applies in all circumstances of life, no matter what it is. The trick is that we often don't know what we don't know, right? And even in such a practical way, look at what's happening with me in these cards, these beautiful card decks that are now available on Amazon. I had no idea what it meant to become a seller on Amazon. I just know that that's what I had to do. Even though I know there's a whole lot of controversy about Amazon and like all the things, there's a lot of controversy about a lot of things in the world, but it felt aligned for me and for my cards to be available globally. So this is the direction that was on my path. Okay. And so as we're moving through this, you guys, I don't ever even mail things in the mail. I've never shipped things. I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing. And half of the things that I'm doing, I've never printed packing labels in my life. I am 43 years old. I have never packed printing labels in my life. It's just not a part of what I've done, right? There is a learning curve for everything. And while I was moving through this, I thought to myself, and sorting through this, what kind of shipping goes where, I thought, how many people know this so easily and so it's probably so normal to so many, right? But for me, it's not. And so some other things are the same in the other way, right? Belief systems for me are so normal. Digging into the subconscious and understanding what's holding people back is so normal to me. I know how to do that. For a lot of people, it's not, right? It's kind of the same thing. We all have different skills. We all have different tools and knowledge that we've acquired in this lifetime, which is why community is so important, which is why mentorship, which is why learning and growth and continued growth is so important. And when we stop that and when we think, we've reached a point, it's like, today I was like, oh my gosh, I could take a whole class in shipping. But I won't, because I will hire somebody to do that for me, right? Because that's not where my zone of genius is. But it is cool to see that it's like there's a mind opening and an eye opening situation to all of the things. And we're constantly growing and learning and evolving in this life. One of the biggest lessons that has come through, you guys know I just taught a 30-day mastermind that was called The Art of Abundance. It was a money mastermind based on financial markets and investments, and it was a more advanced level mastermind when it came to money. And one of the biggest things that came through in this mastermind is that a lot of the feedback was, I had no idea that that was even inside of me. I had no idea that that was a belief. I had no idea that's the reason why. I would have never guessed. I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh, how did you know that? Wow, that is so true. I never considered it. Okay. This is a higher level mastermind. If you go into the free mastermind group, which is happening right now, which is super powerful, which is on Telegram, and it's called, but you have to join through the link that's in my, I'm going like this because it's in my stories, but it's called Making Money Magic May Mastermind. Okay. You can join. There's 2 more days. It's a 7-day money mastermind, completely free. Okay. So we have today and then tomorrow. So if you're not on there, the miracles are occurring, the breakthroughs are happening. It's phenomenal. And what's happening in there? The people are saying, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize it's in my subconscious. I had no idea that that was why. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even know to think about that. I didn't even know how to do that, right? So it's the same. It's always the same. Whether you're making this much money or this much money, the things are the same. It's we don't know what we don't know, right? So it's about constant growth and constant evolution and mentorship. You've tried to join several times and you keep getting the error. Message me or email us at info@moonbabetribe.com, and then we'll send you a direct link. For some people internationally, that has been a thing. So if you try to join a few times and you keep getting the error that you're not, getting through, then send me a DM and I'll send you the link, or email info@moonbabetribe.com so that you can get in and you can move through the modules. And it's an amazing, amazing experience, and it will change your life. It will change your life. There is no way that you're going to get inside of this mastermind and not learn something new. There is no way. So try it, right? Try it. Just join. Good. I am so excited to have you guys because it's such a powerful experience when we get in there and we're like this community and everybody's moving in the same direction, especially if you've never experienced the power of a masterminding group, when everybody is coming together in mastery of their mind, the mastermind, right? Coming up and like cheering each other on and sharing and being vulnerable and being raw. This is the energy that's turning and it spirals up because the parameters are set by me. I'm holding these parameters. I'm very clear on what's happening in this group. All of the modules are very specific. They're taking everybody inside through a very profound journey in 7 days. So I know the results will be there because I created it and because I am an alchemist and I know what I'm doing, right? I've been teaching these things for a really long time. So I know that you're going to have extraordinary results, and it's a next level experience because I don't do little, baby containers. In a sense, I want to say this. And I've received a lot of feedback about this too. I'm getting different reminders on my phone. I've received much feedback about this too, that people are paying $2,000 a month for containers that are nowhere near my free container because it's Sonia G quality, you guys. I am like a double Virgo with a bachelor's degree in business. You're not going to get disorganized stuff from me. You're going to get next level, very curated, very specific, right? And of course, I've invested so much in my education of, different healing techniques and modalities and life coaching. And I've had thousands of clients over the years and taught, tens of courses at this point. I think it's like 25 plus. So like you're getting a level of experience that is different than a lot of, baby starters. Let's just get together in a mastermind group. It's not the same thing. So come and experience the level of transformation that is possible for you when you work with a mentor of a certain caliber. And it will open your eyes to what is possible. Because I think at this point, there are a lot of people that are hiring coaches, but they're like not really hiring the right coaches. They're like, hiring the coaches that they can afford, quote unquote, or whatever. Or doing, constant free work, which is not going to be on the level of, the mastermind that I'm offering for free because it's all of the years of knowledge and et cetera, slash I decided to do this like if it wasn't a free course. I decided to do it like if it was a real course, because I will actually, not that a free course is not a real course, but you get what I'm saying. There's a different level in the caliber and effort. But I decided to do it full on, 100%, take you through this journey, because I want you to see what's possible, and I want you to feel what it feels like to work at a higher level, right? And of course, it's only 7 days. So you're going to get me 100%, but only for 7 days. And then you can see, right? And you can start to be like, oh my gosh, I have enough tools now to keep working on this. Or you can decide that you're going to, want to get inside one of my courses because you like the style and you like how this is working, which is awesome. Either way, it's awesome. Either way, I celebrate you. But I want you to know what's possible, because I think that a lot of things are getting out there that are like, not helping. And a lot of people are getting stuck in light worker, healer, kind of loops, which I've talked about for a really long time. So it's time to elevate. Cami says it's true. It's amazing. And I'm so grateful. You have been so generous to offer the 7-day course. Thank you, love. I am so glad that you are inside. We've had like money manifesting miracles already. We've had so many successes, and I can't wait to hear more. So Making Money Magic May, Mastermind, the 5 M's. Come and jump in if you're not, okay? It's today and tomorrow is the last day of it. So 7 days. And the link is here in my stories at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe. And then we're going to evolve it. And then we're going to, continue the journeys in many magical ways. But my big message to you today is that you don't know what you're coming up on in a lot of times, unless you have somewhere to like push up against, somewhere to have, like, when a friend says, oh, I love this, and you're like, ew, but you didn't know that you didn't like it until an opinion, until a parameter was set, until somebody teaches you something, until somebody sparks knowledge inside of you, and you say, oh yeah, that is a yes, or this is a no, no. Right? There's a lot of things that we don't know how to extricate out of ourselves. We don't know how to get out. We have all of this situation inside of us. We have all this ancient knowledge, all this cellular knowledge, all these genetic imprints. We have so much energy, so many writings in all of our chakras. We have so many stories, so much subconscious belief accumulated, so many past lives that are like running through our veins, right? In our genetics and in the bloodlines of our family. And all of the galactic stuff that's running in our chakra pillar. There is so much. It's all inside of you, but how are you going to get it active and functioning and working for you? How are you going to make these things practical? It takes getting in positions and situations where these things are actually lit up inside of you and they make sense, and that you know how to use them in a way that transforms your life in the positive, right? I started seeing things on the internet yesterday. I saw something on, what was it? People are saying all sorts of bullshit on the internet, which, by the way, this is going to start happening because AI. It's going to get even worse. People are just talking up their ass about things that they have no business talking about. But, everybody can say whatever they want on the internet. So there's a lot of false information. There's a lot of disinformation. There's a lot of purposeful disinformation. But there's a lot of also idiocy, honestly. And yes, I am talking about a lot of things on TikTok. If anytime somebody sends me a TikTok, I'm like, Jesus, can we not? But there's also a lot of really good things. There's also a lot of really good things. And the most important thing is that you learn how to discern what's truth and what's not, because it's about to get tricky. So people that don't have a hold of themselves and an understanding of energy, they're not gonna know. I've been teaching these practices for a while now, right? Since I've been talking about angels and guides and all the spiritual beings and the archangels and the star beings and your higher self, how to know who you're talking, to. But yeah, the other day I saw something about like, there's a whole big following thing about this conversation, whether or not aliens poop. I was like, really? This is what we're wasting our time on planet Earth discussing, whether or not, first of all, they don't like to be called aliens, and we all know this, right? Star beings, they're star people. They're people just like us that live on other planets. It is not this complicated. This is not going to serve our evolution to debate these things. So sometimes, it's like you realize that people really are saying whatever they want out there on the internet. But our job and our contracts that are coming up by our design, right? By our incarnation, by our soul's journey of mastery on this planet, we are coming up with new soul contracts and soul agreements of evolution. Some of us are being squished and pushed to elevate and to truly, it's like you have to pierce through the new layers of bullshit that are being layered onto the planet, because all of these things that have to do with technology and AI, I don't know if some of you guys have felt this, but it's like you can feel it coming through your phone. Sometimes they do updates. And granted, I have all sorts of things on my phones. Like I always have, the all of the stones, I can't even show you because that one's on there. But I have all of the things, and I always wear protection, and there's always crystals and everything around me. So EMF is like a big conversation for me, and all sorts of emissions. But you can feel it when something is being pushed through your phone, at least for me, right? If you are paying attention to the frequency in the airwaves, you can tell when there's an update. And I was like, this is not a human-friendly update. You can feel the vibration that's being emitted from your phone in that moment. And you're not doing anything. You may be sending a text, right? And something is coming through and your phone is underneath doing certain things. Same for your computer. Now, if you don't realize it, what happens is these particles just, kind of bounce in the air around you. If you know what you're doing, you manage your energy sphere. Maybe you put your phone down, you do other things, but it's about management of your energy field. And you have to know how to do this by now, my loves, because it's an extraordinary level of junk that is in our airwaves. And so our new batch of soul agreements that's coming in is for us to truly pierce through this new level of density. It's a new level of density because it's like weaponized with things that go inside the airwaves. And I'm trying not to say like trigger words and things, but they go inside the airwaves and they are just, they can read you. They can target you genetically and all sorts of things. There's all sorts of crazy stuff going on in our world. But our job is not to focus on that. Our job is to focus on elevating ourselves, because the dark will continue to be dark. And bitching about it doesn't help anything. But doing something about it and learning how to be a master of your experience, of your field, and always knowing how to access the higher frequencies, that's where it's at. That's how you're going to help the planet, right? Because some of us are going to be the ones that always have access to the extraordinary level of knowledge and frequencies and higher level of access that is available. So some of us are going to be the ones that are streaming down this information as it gets more clouded here on planet Earth, as it gets more dense and more dense. And a lot of people that haven't learned how to access the higher planes, they're not going to have the access. And they're going to come to people like us that are going to be like, oh my God, how do you know these things? And you're like, because I set up my access a long time ago and my Wi-Fi is fucking strong, and me and my higher self and my God self, we are on. So I know the things. I know what's truth. I know what's not truth. I know what's right. I know what's not right. And I know what's right for me. And I know how to coach people, right? This is the level of like strength that you want to feel in these moments, because a lot of you came here to be leaders. So you want to feel empowered. You want to feel like, okay, I'm going to get a hold of myself and my energy field, and I am going to move forward in the direction of the evolution of this planet, of ascension, and the betterment of my life, my family's life, my community's life, and of the planet. This is a big job. It's a big responsibility that we have right now. Okay. So do your part. And a big part of doing your part, which sounds really funny, but I've been saying it for years, is to develop all around. So it's your spirituality, it's your awareness, it's your knowledge of who you are, your connection to your soul, understanding of who you are, but also make money. Start making money. You want to be independent. You want to be in charge of yourself. You want to be not dependent on government things. I understand that things happen where those times occur, and a lot of us have had that experience, but don't rely on that, because see where the world is going. Get yourself in a position where you feel like you're living an abundant life, where you feel like you're living the extraordinary life that you were meant to live on planet Earth, right? So I'm going to be announcing a new mastermind that is called The Art of Abundance. It's a new 30-day experience from The Art of Abundance, and it's called Queen of Receiving. Because I think a lot of people have planted the seeds. I believe that a lot of you know how to call in what you want. You know the direction that you're going. You know how to move yourself. You've sorted through some things, and now it's like, how do I get those things? Why am I not getting them? Why is the money not incoming? Why is the expansion not occurring? Why is it not moving forward in that way, right, that you anticipated? So that's going to be coming up, and there's a lot of different things that are coming up, but I feel really strongly, I feel really guided to teach things in the direction of being financially independent, of being strong, of being beyond self-sufficient, self-empowered, self-abundant, self-in love with your life, right? Living in a way that you didn't think was possible, because it is possible, and it's possible for you to do it as a light worker. It's possible for you to do it as you're traveling the astral planes and also be a millionaire. It all exists. That timeline does exist because I live on it. And you can come here too, right? Like you can come and live on this timeline where you're living in truth and you're living in alignment, where you're living in your highest mission that is available, but you're showing up 100% and you're really truly living your potential. You're going for it. You're not just playing small because you're hiding out because you don't want to, your energy field to be tracked, or you don't want this to happen, or you don't feel that to happen. I feel like a lot of light workers are kind of like backing up, but this is not a time to back up. We have to build our strength to really be able to actually be out there, right? And be an example for the rest of the people, because there's a lot of people that are lost. So go be a good example for the humans of planet Earth. Shall we pull another card, my loves? You can do hard things. Remember that. We can do hard things. Amazing. All right, let's pull another card. Do you have any questions? Do you guys have any questions? Is there anything that I can help you with while I pull a card? Oh, we got sensitive AF. This card always makes me want to be like, oh, sensitive AF. Superpowers can cause sensitivities. Keep your aura sealed with light and let the decoding come in. This is a third eye chakra card. So right in the direction of the things that we've been talking about, okay? And we just had this is a water card too, which is the lunar eclipse that we just had. The effects of this lunar eclipse continue. So superpowers can cause sensitivities, and all of you here have superpowers. So remember that. Remember, energetic management is important. Management of all of your faculties is important, meaning your mind, your emotions, your actions, your thoughts. Those are all the resources that you can support yourself with. You're an extraordinary being, so learn to utilize those things. I believe in you. You can always evolve. You can always learn more. You can always up level. The only difference is to believe in yourself. You have to actually believe in yourself. Put all your effort and your energy into believing that you can do it instead of doubting yourself and distrusting yourself and beating up on yourself. Okay. Halia, I think. As a newbie to all of this, where and how do I start? That's a great question. So as a newbie to all of this, I teach a very wide variety of things. So when you say to all of this, do you mean like ascension? Do you mean just learning how to manage the higher level light worker on planet Earth vibe? So if that's the question, right? But at every level, I'll answer it in this way. At every level where we are, whenever you feel drawn to learning about something, whenever you feel like you have a leveling up, something is, like you're wanting to start somewhere, then get very clear about that. So this is how it usually works for me. Big breath, hands on your heart. You can like rub your palms together, really feel the energy in your palms. Get present because it will magnetize your hands. Bring the energy inside of your heart. Breathe inside of your heart and go inwards. And then say a little meditative prayer intention connecting to your higher self, right? Like God, angels, universe, higher self. This is what's on my heart. These are the things that are on my mind. These are the things that I feel. Where do I start? Like, show me, like put the things in my path, right? Number one, we always want to get clear on asking. Number two, if you find yourself working with someone or attracted to someone, like you're here, for example, right now, and you're like, okay, I am feeling the things that you're talking about. Maybe I'm not there yet, but like, I feel like I want to be in your vibe, right? And the things that you're teaching. So where do you start from that? So then you can go to my website, okay, which is moonbabetribe.com, and you can always DM me. You can always send me a message here, and it's me right now in my inbox. It's me, or you'll find my team, but we'll always answer you. So you can also email us, all the things. So, but moonbabetribe.com is the website. And then once you get on there, you can get on my email list and it'll send you a list of meditation, the magical meditation series. That's a great place to start. There's a lot of free things that you can start with. And then there's a lot of courses that you can start with. So as you scroll through my website, okay, so you go moonbabetribe.com, it's going to say, hey, it's Sonia G. I'm so happy you're here. Let me tell you how this works. So then you're going to start to see pictures of different courses that I offer. Keep scrolling down. This is the way that I create my content, okay? And it's not really content because it's courses that have such higher level of encodings in them. When you look at the picture and you look at the name, it usually takes me so long to create those because they are so heart encoded. It's like my soul and everything about the course is like inside that image, right, to render for you. But go and see what calls you. If you are in this frame of being, frame of mind, frame of heart, and frame of energetics, where it's like, okay, God, angels, universe, guide me to the thing that's right for me. And then you scroll down through the page, you'll be like, that one just calls me. That thing calls me in. What will happen is you will align with the thing that is a match for where you're at, because energy doesn't lie. That's the best way. That's the way that, you can really start to understand. And it's not just for me, it's for everything. A lot of times, like I recently hired a mentor. I had never met her. I had no idea who she was. I'd never listened to her talk. I clicked on a thing. I liked her name. I was like, oh, this is really cool. I've never heard this name before. I listened to her talk once and I was like, awesome. The energy was in And it was like this, because when the energy, you don't really have to ask, once you learn how to do this, you don't really have to ask too many questions, because the energy will like just go click, right? And then you'll know, which happens a lot. And for a lot of people, it's an interesting experience. The first time it happens, it feels like puking. It feels like, oh my God, what am I doing? Am I really like buying a thing? And I don't know this person. And I don't know how this is going to work. And I found this person on Instagram, right? Or whatever. Like it kind of feels a little like that. And I remember that feeling. But then you learn to trust yourself and to trust that that energy match will happen, right? Everything in every level, in every part of life, that it's the same thing where, for example, I'm going to give you guys this example. You know, we've all been here at some point. You go into a place with your girlfriends or with your friends and you're like, oh, I just want to find a cute boy. Are there any cute boys, or are there any men, you know, at whatever stage? I'm thinking of my younger days. You walk into a restaurant, a bar, a club, whatever, a meeting place, and you scan the room. There can be a million gorgeous people in the room, and you're like, oh, but that one. Your radar just goes like, oh, but that person. Doesn't mean that they're the cutest, doesn't mean that they're the best dressed, doesn't, you know, whatever. But your radar lands on that person. Why? Because there's a zing in the energy, right? There's a zing in the magnetic of the thing. So because that person has a match to the coding that you're carrying in your aura, exactly the same, you know, thing. They will trigger you perfectly. They will piss you off perfectly. They're a match for the lessons that you're meant to learn in that moment. Are you feeling me? Right? So it's kind of like that. And it's the same thing with courses. You will be like, oh, that one. And then you'll be like, but I kind of like this one. You know, this one kind of looks cuter. But then inside of your soul will be like, no, it's this one. This one is like the one where the things are held. It's the same. It works like that in life. If you've ever, another example of this is like, if you guys ever go shopping, okay? Which is one of my love languages, as a woman that was born in Italy, as a little girl in Italy, being all into the fashion things. But if you go to a store, how many times do you do this? You look at the things and you really like a dress. Let's just say you're going to like some fancy event. You really like a dress and it's like super expensive. And then you find another one and it's cheaper and you like it. But then you're like, well, but I could get this, but I really want this, but I really get it, right? And we kind of have this thing, and all along we torture ourselves. How many times? Maybe you will even end up buying the cheap dress. You take it home and then you hate it and you don't like it and you return it and you want to buy the more expensive one because that's the one that your heart was set on. That was always the answer to begin with. But at first we sell ourselves short. But when you really dive into your heart, you always know. It's the same thing with mentors. It's the same thing with buying cars, with dating people, with buying courses, hiring a mentor. It's all the same because it's all an energy match, right? So when you learn to listen to your intuition, to your heart, just quiet yourself and go inside, you'll always find that. And this is like for everything. This is like a huge lesson in life. So a great place to start, if you've never really been in my world right now too, is the free money making magic mastermind, because money making can be magic. And it's a mastermind. It's 7 days. And the link for it is in my stories, or you can ask me for it. And there's 2 days left of it, and it's extraordinary. And you can just get into the energy of what we're doing and the energy of growth, and then decide from there. And I think I'm actually going to do a couple of flash sales for everybody that's in there, because some things can come up, and I'm seeing the trends, and some people are asking me like, hey, how do I do this? How do I actually do this? There's a lot of people that are, not a lot of people. There's a lot of women inside of this mastermind that are leaving their soul-sucking corporate jobs for to really focus on their heart and soul business and making that, really truly work. And I have a course for that, and I have been asked for it so many times. I think I'm going to do a flash sale inside of there. It's called Goddess on Mission. And it actually helps you to really like zone in on your purpose and go on your mission. And then there's other things. If you guys ask me for things in there, I think I want to do like a little private, flash sale moment for everybody that's in there if you want more guidance, because it's just, there's so many ways to grow, and there's so much that we don't know how we don't know, right? So there's always an opportunity. There's always an up leveling, and we just never stop. I mean, I still look at my mentors, right? I look at my mentors and I hire people. I bought 2 courses this year that I still haven't even opened. One of them was, I can't remember. One of them was really pretty. It had really pretty marketing. And I was like, ooh, I should probably buy that and learn about those things. And it was about like the teeth and the stuff that I went through with the teeth. It was about that from a person that was teaching about that. But we just don't ever stop, right? Like learning and growing and continuously evolving. And so if, that path takes you along my journey and you want to be inside of my containers, I would love to have you. I have been loving this energy of these masterminds inside of Telegram. I have like this whole new love for Telegram right now. It's extraordinary because of just the way that it's organized and the way that we can organize things, the way that we can pin messages, the way that the community threads work. It's a lot better than Voxer. I used to use Voxer for masterminds up until just recently. But I'm really loving it. I'm loving doing modules on there. I'm loving that we have an app. We have a Moonbabes app that backs up everything from the Telegram so you can find it in the app. It's been so beautiful the way that we can share on there. So I am going to continue offerings that are like that. You're going to see it. The Art of Abundance is going to become a 3-part money mastermind. The next part, which is a 30-day experience, again, 30-day intensive mastermind, it's about the art of receiving. So it's the Art of Abundance, Queen of Receiving edition, because it's really about opening up the energy of receiving. And that's going to start on the new moon in Taurus, which is on Friday, the 18th. I believe it's Friday the 18th. But whenever the new moon in Taurus is, because Taurus is such an abundance, it's such a grounding energy. So for those of you that are like, you know what? It is my time to receive. Why is it not coming in? This is the place you want to be. Okay, we're going to work on it. We're going to open up your ability to receive, because what I know is that we often just block ourselves. We block ourselves with our subconscious belief systems that are sometimes so silly, but they're so stubborn. And, we get to work through that. And honestly, I wrote it on the thing. It's not even public yet, but I'm going to give you guys the pre-sale link tonight, since I actually mentioned it and I wasn't planning on it. But I'll give you guys the link for it in my stories. One of the things I said, this could also be called, the queen of the subconscious beliefs, because it doesn't matter how fast you run on the hamster wheel of life and how much you do and how much you activate and how many things you're like, oh, I'm a part of this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. When your subconscious is locked up and it won't allow you to receive, it's like the money will come in and it will go out. The money will come in, you'll manifest a bill to spend it on. You know what I mean? Like it just will go through you, or you just won't even receive it. So we're going to work on all of that, like the ability to receive and actually ground it in, which is going to come in very handy for life ahead. It's just a skill that they should have taught us in school, but let's face it, nobody ever teach any of that. Will that be an extraordinaire? Yes, Amanda. Those of you that are in my yearly program, which is called Extraordinaire, you get everything included. Like, that was such a good decision for you, Amanda. I feel like you always want to do all of the things, and thank God you have them all included. So any of you that need that, let me know. Technically, it's closed right now, but if you feel like you want to spend a year with me, let me know. Thank you for the love. Oh, so awesome. I'm glad that it was helpful. Yay. Amazing. But I miss seeing your pretty face. Oh, because we're doing things on Telegram. It's so, I feel like in a way though, with Telegram, we're learning to really feel into it in like by voice instead of like, visual communication. But thank you for, saying that you miss seeing my pretty face. We will have, all of the fight. We will still have Zooms. It's not that we don't have Zooms. I just have found it very liberating to where I can really teach every day in the moment that I know is my best moment to teach, my best moment to deliver when I feel it in a way, right? So I have the things that I want to teach you written down. And when the energy is just perfect and I can deliver it in a way that's so activating and so intimate, it's like alchemy on a whole new level. Like what we've been able to do is like a whole new level because of this different structure instead of doing, the Zooms, which are at a scheduled time. So it's kind of a different rhythm and I'm really liking it. It just feels more intimate. It feels more powerful, more potent of a delivery that I can give. So it's really cool. I was literally just saying this to my group. Oh, yay. So good. That is a good point, Lauren. That you can pick your passionate moment of the day. I love that. Yeah. So it's kind of like when you feel it. So sometimes you guys have gotten my masterminding messages, like they will be once a day. That will happen, period, the end, because that is the promise. Sometimes they happen at 5 o'clock. Sometimes they happen at midnight because it's, we're kind of moving outside of time and also out of time zones. And then the notification comes on and I'm in the group and we're all in there and the question answering and everything else. It's like, it's amazing. It's extraordinary. So yeah, I agree with that. It really is a different vibe by voice only. Yeah. And like, I feel like you just have to tune into it in like a different level of sensory. Maybe it's because I picture you guys. Oh, somebody just bought the Goddess Secret card deck. I get the notifications. Yay! Whoever that was, thank you. I love you. That's awesome. And I'm excited to send them out too. So the way that it feels to me is like a lot of these modules, I am more in my places where I meditate, where I build up my energy field a lot. And I imagine you guys in the mastermind also receiving this in that kind of a way and more of an intimate space, right? With your headphones in more of a time that works for you. Maybe not having to schedule a time and make a time, the module is happening live at this time, but listening to it when it works for you, knowing that it was delivered for you to listen to it that way. Like maybe with your eyes closed, maybe with your journal, maybe with a candle, really paying attention and maybe not getting distracted by my, talking with my Italian hands and all of this. But yeah, I've been really liking it. And like the results have been so great. So stay tuned. New things are coming that are inclusive of this kind of mastermind experience inside of Telegram. So thank you, loves. Yes, it's fantastic. Better than I imagined. Yeah, because of what we've been able to create, right? It's so alive. It feels alive in there. It's not like the Zooms where we all jump on and then jump off. And it feels like there's an energy that goes in Zoom and then there's an energy that jumps off. Inside of there, it's constant, it's active, it's very like alive mastermindy. So I really love it and it's going to continue. So I'm going to give you guys options, of different things that you can continue with in different ways. So I'm excited for that. So I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me on this Moon Babes Monday Night Live. We have talked about different things. But I'm excited. Happy Mother's Day week. Happy Feminine Week. Happy celebration of the Divine Feminine every day. I mean, I hope you're celebrating the Divine Feminine every day. Sometimes I think fall short of these like one day celebrations because it's kind of like, but this is obvious all the time, right? But at the same time, it is cool that we have, times that we come together and everyone's minds and hearts are turned in one way, there's a lot of energy in that. So this is a really great time to, keep the energy and the celebration alive. So yeah, amazing. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love you on Telegram. Yay! Yes, Christine. It's been like a very intimate experience. It has felt different than the Zoom has ever felt because it feels almost like, like the truth telling that's so deep and vulnerable. And like I can be in my pajamas in like the middle of a breakthrough, really delivering something that's like extraordinary and so activating instead of, coming on a Zoom and live and, having everything around me and making sure the lights are on and having, my hair and my makeup done or whatever. Not that you have to, but that's just, what I like. So it's a different energy and I really like it. So, and I think we'll continue to do both, like we'll do Telegram and then we'll do that. But it's just a whole new energy that matches so much more the feminine energy that's incoming on this planet. So yeah, it's really magical in this mastermind portal. Oh, I love that. Yay. It is definitely alive. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, my love. So last call for joining the Money Making Magic May Mastermind. There's 2 days left. If you need the link, DM me here at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe or email us at info@moonbabetribe.com. Okay. And then if you are curious about the new higher level mastermind and you are like, you know what, this is freaking extraordinary. I want into the new 30 days Queen of Receiving, get me the crown. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring all of my receiving in. Then let me know and I'll send you the pre-sale because when the page isn't up and I don't have all the details yet, I give you like the best deal. So if you're feeling it, if you feel like, you know what, I'm going to take this leap. This is going to be great. I'm really like feeling this match. Then you get like an amazing, amazing deal. And that's where we're at right now. And then I'll have it up in the next couple of days where you'll have more details. And so then you know what's going on and what we're going to talk about. And then you can join. Okay. But it's going to start on the Friday of the new moon in Taurus, which I don't need to tell you guys how amazing that is because Taurus is one of the two most magical manifesting and grounding money energies of the year. Like, it's amazing. It's a new beginning. It's a new era of grounding, right? So after this eclipse energy has shifted everything in the feminine, now we're grounding it in. Taurus is like Venus vibes, like, yes, receiving. And we're going to recode through this because, we're in the process of recoding all of these star codes and all of this astrological higher frequencies. Instead of staying in the lower vibrational frequencies of the astrology, we're starting on a higher timeline for it. So it's going to be amazing. And we're going to go through this whole cycle, which is happening on Friday, which is also the day ruled by Venus. So this is a very powerful moment to really work on that, work on the receiving and work on the ability to just feminine energy, like taking it in, but you also have to have the masculine structure in order to receive it. And so we're going to talk about all of this because a lot of people use one way or another, but we really have to harmonize both because that's the name of the new game on planet Earth, right? The stakes get higher, but we are here for it. We got soul contracts and soul agreements on the positive. We decided to show up for it. So here we are. I love you all so much. Thanks for joining me. It's Sonia G. This was a Moonbabes Monday Night Live. Find all the things at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe here on Instagram or on my website, www.moonbabetribe.com. And if you want my Goddess Secrets card deck, go and get it on Amazon before it sells out, because it will. And then I'll get new ones. But it probably will sell out here shortly. It's called Goddess Secrets Deck by Sonia G. Okay? And you have to search for it on Amazon or you can use my link, but it's only a US link, depending on the countries that you're in. And yeah, we're manifesting the magic of, we're going to be globally sending these all over the world. It's amazing. And then we have a certification program coming up too later down the road for anybody that wants to be a part of that and really understand how to use them. So many amazing magical things in my world, you guys. If you're new to everything that's happening here at Moon Babes and the Light Tribe, welcome. If you're new to, hanging out with me, welcome. There's a whole new level of expansion that's happening, that's starting with this last month. And because, April, it's the Aries season when the year really starts, and I really feel it. I feel the up-leveling, and I know a lot of you feel it in my energy. So stick around, hang out on the Instagram, come and join me in the courses. I'm excited for where we're going. I have so many new, amazing, and extraordinary things that are coming up this year. It's magical. I love you all so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.